The Fantasy Footballers Studio is sponsored by Walmart. Welcome to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Oh, welcome in. Hey, it's football time. Thursday, October 2nd. It is football time. We have a game tonight.
We have
some of the 49ers will be there.
Yeah, it's a total of 1.5 teams competing.
Good luck, Juice.
Yes, seriously. Juszczyk will get the ball.
Oh, Juszczyk will have to touch the ball.
They're
fielding 34 players tonight on between all three teams.
It's going to be wild. Interdivisional game. And the Rams take on what's left of the 49ers. We previewed it on yesterday's show, but we didn't know at the time that there would be 3 more players ruled out of this game. So we'll talk about that momentarily.
Oh, no. What about, dude, is Kyle Juszczyk, should he be staying away from Christian McCaffrey?
Of course he should. Everyone needs to be away.
Just keep your distance. He is siphoning
McCaffrey is
everyone's health.
Gone
so that he can.
I mean, this is I'm not trying to like jinx Juice. I mean, he's been there for a really long time. Juice has been there for.
He already got hurt this year.
I was going to say, like, he's been pretty healthy for the duration of his career.
Really has.
He must be avoiding the potholes and the landmines on the practice field. But, yeah, Kyle Juszczyk, one of the active 49ers this evening. So we'll talk about who was ruled out momentarily. A reminder, the start-sit tool, the weekly rankings, the new rest of season rankings. The rest of season rankings will be releasing on the mobile app as well. And you can learn more about them at jointhefoot.com. But all the other stuff, all of our articles from an incredible writing staff, thefantasyfootballers.com is the website. All the resources you need to give yourself an advantage each and every week. Go check those out. We'll jump right into that news, though.
News and notes from around the league, presented by Progressive Insurance.
No Brock Purdy, no Ricky Pearsall, no Juwan Jennings.
No Brandon Ayuk, no Jordan Watkins, no Jacob Cowing, no Trent Taylor.
No George Kittle.
It's ridiculous.
So
go Sky Moore. Yeah, I mean, that's DeMarcus Robinson, Kendrick Bourne, Jake Tonjes.
If I was taking a shot on one player, it would be DeMarcus Robinson tonight.
I agree. I'd go Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
But, I mean,
is there
he's on all my teams, guys.
Over DeMarcus Robinson?
I know.
What is the, ironic feeling right now for you where this entire team is decimated?
Yeah.
And Christian McCaffrey, he missed 3 of 5 years, and then the other
Something
2
like
people
that.
won the championship.
Mm-hmm.
And here he is surviving / siphoning the life and totally healthy.
It's a weird place to be because on one hand, I would like the other guys healthy because McCaffrey's doing all of these things, meanwhile not scoring boatloads of touchdowns like we're used to.
And not having really explosive plays
the run
at least
blocking,
in the running game.
The run blocking has not been what it has been in the past for the 49ers. And then on the other hand, you're like, I need the other guys back because he's getting too much work.
How many rushing touchdowns does McCaffrey have so far?
I'm guessing 0.
He has 0.
Oh, it's 0.
He
They're
has 0.
all receiving?
Yeah, he has 0 rushing touchdowns right now. Has not finished outside of the top 10 yet on the week.
What a
half
stud.
PPR, 18.7, 19.7, 19, 23.1. I was looking at his prize picks projection. His rushing receiving combo was in the 120s. It's just. If he's going to get it.
Well, look, it's wild. Maybe 49ers, maybe that's 49% of your roster is active on a weekly basis. I don't know if that was the base.
I thought it was a callback to the old gold rush.
No,
it was roster percentage.
It was roster percentage. You've got literally nobody has put the name Jake Tonjes into our doc. All it says is Tonjes McBasketball.
Yeah.
He'll be active. I think he's an interesting play.
He is.
You're going to have Mac Jones, who has been limited due to injury.
Yeah.
So
Christian McCaffrey is on pace for 183 targets.
Targets?
Wow. 132 receptions, almost 1,300 yards. 5 NFL wide receivers have ever hit those 3 marks in a season.
yeah, it's
Wide
insane.
receivers.
So are the Rams going to win the ball game?
Yes.
It seems on paper that they should.
Who's the backup quarterback here?
Beyond Mac Jones?
Beyond Mac Jones, because I'm looking at a depth chart. I see Curtis Rourke. Never heard of that guy. Who's out? He's ruled out.
Let's see. That's what I see.
I think
too.
the backup quarterback might be Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, you could
Let's
go.
do it, 49ers.
You could go to like a full Wildcat. Just give him more touches. That's what he needs. All right, we got an update yesterday. It was mid-show. Trey Benson was ruled out and then put on IR, and then we found out he's going to undergo arthroscopic surgery for a meniscus, 4 to 6 weeks. Michael Carter's the starter.
Correct.
That is what it seems like.
It is. He's getting the first reps in practice. He came out and said literally, it's wild. I mean, his quote was something like, it's wild. I was on the practice squad a week ago. Now I'm starting. I mean, that's literally his quote. He was the starter last year when this type of thing happened to the Cardinals. DeMarcado is not a bad play, but he's not their number one running back. He will catch the ball. He'll be the 2-minute drills. And Kyler doesn't have a lot of receiving options. So I would, if you put the over-under on DeMarcado having 4.5 catches, I mean, I think that's about, I think
it's a good line because I don't know how to go more or less than that one.
So,
and against Tennessee, you're favored. You are at home for the Cardinals. Michael Carter is not a bad play.
No,
and obviously, if you had Michael Carter and you had Amari DeMarcado was the guy who people were picking up, not Michael Carter, we would all start Michael Carter, right? I would personally.
I would probably start Michael Carter
of the two.
Yeah, I would as well.
Baker Mayfield, Sterling Shepard, Mike Evans, Bucky Irving all didn't practice on Wednesday. This has been pretty routine for Baker, managing some injuries. Shepard didn't do much last week in the absence of Evans, and he's managing a foot injury. Evans still out with the hamstring. Bucky Irving, not fully ruled out yet, but seems like he is on the low side of probable.
Yes, very low.
Low side of probable?
Yeah. No,
Does that make sense?
It makes complete sense.
Okay,
You
I
could
said
have
something.
made it easier and just said he's doubtful,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
but doubtful is the low side of probable.
We don't have probable anymore.
No,
right?
that's gone.
They
It's
got
just
rid of that.
questionable and doubtful now.
Terry McLaurin could need another week to heal or 2
Okay.
from the quad injury. Didn't practice. The team has signed Robbie Chosen, the man with 1,000 teams and names.
Yeah.
But this is it's interesting because Deebo Samuel also missed practice. It's listed as a heel injury. Could be a Veterans Day off, but we're going to monitor that. The fact they added another wide receiver.
He's added to the practice squad for now.
Right.
So we'll see if he gets called up.
Dave Canales said Chuba Hubbard came out of the game with his calf worse than at any point last week and didn't practice on Wednesday.
This one is bigger news. Hopefully you saw it on the social medias because we didn't have information on this before waivers ran. But Rico would be next man up, and he's already playing a good amount. He would be an okay volume play should Chuba miss. And I think that Rico should be stashed regardless. We hate these calf injuries. They turn into things, and the fact that he was if you remember last week, it was Thursday he popped up with it. He didn't go into the practice week with it. He got injured in practice, goes into the game, and your coach is saying he's worse now. That is not great news for
It's a good
Chuba.
chance Rico is the starter this week.
Seems
so
like
he needs to be rostered everywhere. Right now he's only 22% rostered. Pretty good matchup. I believe they play the Dolphins this week. Okay.
Yep. Sunday morning.
Yeah, Rico's playable if that's the case.
Braylon Allen is officially on IR. Could have surgery. Might be season ending. They signed Khalil Herbert. And we'll monitor all the other injury report. If you don't know, we have a special Injury Blitz episode by Matthew Betts. It's an extra bonus show as part of the jointhefoot.com perks, and it comes out Friday afternoon with all the injury updates from our on-staff medical professional. All right, that was News and Notes, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. You can quote today at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers, not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. It's time for the starts.
Starts of the week, presented by U.S. Bank.
It is week 5. It is time for the starts. Let's kick it off at the quarterback position. Jason, why don't you lead the way?
Sure. I'm going to start with Daniel Jones, who last week was pretty disappointing against the Rams, threw a couple of picks, especially late as he was trying to come back. Would have been fine if his receiver, who he threw a bomb touchdown to, had held onto the ball while he crossed the goal line. That would have made things feel a lot different. He's currently, even including the bad fantasy output last week, the quarterback 7 on the season. He's looked really good to me. Like, watching him, he looks like a baby Josh Allen out there. He's running the ball well. He's rifling it well. The Raiders' defense is not very difficult, very predictable. They're running zone at the second highest rate in the NFL at 89%. At cover 3 at 54% of the time, which is highest in the NFL. And Jones versus cover 3, third highest completion percentage, number 1 in yards per attempt, number 1 in passer rating. I think it's a good matchup for him. He's at home.
So nerd stats over there.
Nerd stats.
It's funny. I was just curious. They're identical in size.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, and obviously you didn't mean it by size, but I'm just saying, like, I was just looking it up. Exact same height, exact same weight.
Literal play style is, I think it's the jersey. I think it's like him in this white jersey.
You start to think about.
It just kind of looks like him sometimes. And
speaking
honestly,
of white jerseys, the Bills are wearing those.
The all whites.
Oh, those are
the
fresh.
all whites.
What are they called? Like the
rivalry jerseys. Yeah,
they got a name for that. It's like ice out or
Glacier ice.
Glacier.
I don't know.
Probably.
they're nice.
It's
All
like
right, so you're
Gatorade
going
flavor.
Daniel Jones. I'm going to go ahead and I'm calling this a nasty boy week.
Oh, you got it. Wait. How nasty?
Oh, we need underpants?
You let me know.
This one always requires some form of underpants. Don't give me anything crazy.
Steel underpants.
Yeah, just steel.
Okay.
Because it's a permanent.
You let me know if I got to get the blacksmith back
No,
out here.
I'll let you know. I do want to make a brief comment about starts of the week. It's a good reminder every year because I got some comments this past week where somebody started. I think they started like Matthew Golden over DK Metcalf. And they did it because they felt like the start of the week meant you start them no matter what over everybody. That's not what the start of the week is. The start of the week is a player that they still slide in on our rankings in a certain spot, but we believe that they have the high upside.
Mm-hmm.
They're a good start, but it doesn't mean that you bench a player that has a much higher, projection for the week in light of a start of the week just to get him into your lineup. This is more like, hey, go play this player if you have the opportunity to play them. If you're making a decision, we like them this week. Justin Fields is a permanent Steel Underpants play of the week because Justin Fields can be the number 3, number 6, number 5 quarterback of the week, like he's been twice. He can also play 3 quarters and score 4 fantasy points, like he did against Buffalo.
In week 2, he was outside of the top 32 quarterbacks.
Yeah, he was a quarterback 35 in a week he started and played 3 quarters against Buffalo.
That's amazing.
He's always a Steel Underpants play, but it is Dallas. As volatile as Justin Fields is, he is so explosive in the running game. He has an elite wide receiver in Garrett Wilson. He will have Breece Hall available in the screen and the check down game all game long. And the Dallas pass defense, look, last week, it was Jordan Love. He had a great week. Start of the week at quarterback against Dallas. I'm playing it back with Justin Fields. It is a safe start this week. It really is. The Steel Underpants, you don't even have to wear them, I don't think. It's an option.
And my
because they're not comfortable.
No, there's a lot of changes.
Are you telling people to Donald Duck right now?
I think you could do that if you wanted to.
Okay, I do.
I want to talk to the people who have lost their quarterback. Maybe Lamar is out, and you're like, I don't know what to do. Brock Purdy was your backup plan for tonight. That's not going to go through. C.J. Stroud, a name not brought up very often on this show because his fantasy value is that of something that belongs in the toilet.
I can't remember the last time he was in this segment.
Yeah, I cannot either. But here's the thing. He's playing Baltimore, and it was not that long ago. When we hear Baltimore Ravens, it's you associate them with, oh, that's an elite defense. They're scary. I don't want my players going against the Baltimore Ravens. We're back to the couple years.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, we're back to a couple years ago where it was, no, actually, you target the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore, 30th in schedule-adjusted fantasy points allowed to quarterbacks, 31st in passing yards per game allowed. C.J. Stroud is going to have a decent game. I'm not calling him to be a top 5 guy, but he is playable as a top 12 guy, and that's just with his arm. And C.J. Stroud is actually running a little bit more. He's 12th, or he has 12 total quarterback scrambles, and that's tied with Caleb and Baker, who we associate more with running. Stroud, through 4 games on pace for 72 rushing attempts. We'll take that to boost the baseline just a little bit more, and I think he's going to have a good game through the air.
Okay, C.J. Stroud makes an appearance.
All right. David Montgomery is my running back start of the week. In week 3, he won you your week and mine. He was awesome,
How about the next
151. Oh, in week 4, he lost you the week and mine. And that's really why I'm telling people, like, you need to start him.
Okay.
Last week was the Cleveland Browns. They have shut down everybody. They shut down Derrick Henry, who looked unstoppable. They shut down the Detroit Lions, which are usually unstoppable. They shut down Josh Jacobs. And so, yeah, he had a very bad week last week, 9 for 12. Pure diaper gravy.
Nice.
But this is a prime spot for Detroit. The running game, the game script in Cincinnati. They have a 30-point implied team total, highest on the week. You know they're going to be able to run on them. Cincinnati's allowing the 6th highest yards before contact per attempt, 2nd most missed tackles. They're going to be up. They're going to be running the game out. They don't need to have, 2-minute drill Jahmyr Gibbs in. This will be a 50-50 timeshare. Gibbs and Monty should both have an awesome game. So if you've got Montgomery, make sure he's in your lineup.
Well, you just talked about Baltimore. I'm going to go Woody Marks. You talked about C.J. Stroud. Woody Marks is emerging not just as a running back, a rookie running back that impacts fantasy, a rookie running back that can catch the ball. I mean, he was 4 for 50 in the receiving game. I think C.J. Stroud has found his kind of alternate option to the slow Dalton Schultz. He doesn't have a lot of options in the receiving game that have worked out outside of Nico Collins, who's been a little disappointing. And this was a big week, and we're chasing it with Woody Marks. Baltimore's a great matchup. You talked about it at length. And the Ravens cannot stop the run. You talk about everything about
stop nothing.
No, they're dead last in fantasy points allowed to running backs. They are the best matchup for running backs. And I love the comments from Houston's head coach coming out and saying, "Look, can he handle more?" I like hearing that when you've gone out and he's the number 1 waiver wire pickup. So I'm going to go with Woody Marks.
And I'm going with a classic here. We're going Alvin Kamara.
Okay.
Super Camario.
Is he still on the Saints?
We got that button?
He's still there. I don't have the button. Hit it for me. We got it twice.
Super duper Mario.
I'm guessing our producers didn't expect me to hit that button.
That really makes me feel like
you got to hit yours again.
I took.
No, I don't.
Man, that was a lot. That was too much caffeine.
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be that super. that was pretty lengthy there. It's been quiet for Kamara. The Saints, they're a losing team, and he has just 15 targets through 4 games. That is very Kamara-like, but he's still seeing 20 opportunities, and the matchup with the Giants here, look, it's too good to consider benching him. New York is 31st in schedule-adjusted points to the running back, 30th in yards before contact. So I think that Alvin Kamara is in a good spot here to maybe have his first true good game of the year.
Jason, who you got?
All right. My wide receiver start of the week. What's my little lad?
Wait,
really?
Oh
my
Lad
gosh.
McConkey.
Really?
Yes,
Whoa, brother.
Lad McConkey. I'm so happy
Pause.
to hear your reaction.
That's
Pause.
wild. Did you see who my guy is?
I did not.
Okay. It's not Lad McConkey.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean,
That would be unfortunate.
The teammates. that would be. I really didn't look at yours. The teammates can both be good, but through the first month for Lad, it has not gone well.
No.
It's been very disappointing, and I think a lot of people are saying, do I need to bench Lad?
I am.
Okay, so
I'm a lot of people.
Then let me talk to you.
Yeah,
Because
talk
he
to me.
is currently still seeing the a quarter of the team's first read targets ahead of Keenan Allen. He's in the slot a lot. The matchup, I brought this up last week for Drake London, that the matchup against the slot was very difficult 2 weeks ago when he had a bad week, and it was much better. He should have a better game last week against the Commanders, and he did. Drake London went off. Lad McConkey is getting first read targets. The offensive line is hurt. He's going to need to – Herbert's going to get the ball out quick. He's going to go to Lad a lot. Lad is going to have easy matchups in this one against Washington. And, other wide receivers seeing the same first read targets as Lad McConkey, Pickens, Sutton, Igbuka. They're there. Lad is not a bad player. It's going to work out. So I'm just trying to tell people, you started him and had bad games. You're going to hate yourself when you bench him for a good game, I think a good game is coming this week.
Okay. All right. I'm going Xavier Worthy. We underestimated the immediate impact he was going to make on the offense.
I certainly did.
Which is another way of saying we overestimated how maybe like or incapable the other receiving options have been, including Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
Juju has his role. Tyquan Thornton, he caught a touchdown. It was his only target, I think, of the day. He had 1 or 2 targets on the day. Xavier Worthy was the clear wide receiver 1 in this offense, targeted on 32% of his routes. He got the end arounds. He gets the running opportunities. It's a primetime game where the Chiefs are road favorites. I like them having to use him in lots and lots of different ways. And so I'm going to go I've got him near the top 10, top 12 this week.
Wow.
I'm going to go Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, the Tyquan Thornton run there was pretty wild. He's in the 70% of snaps, 4 targets, 5, 9, and then down to 34% of snaps, 2 targets. Thank you for your service. You are on the bench now.
Yeah, deep shot guy.
It's wild. All right, I've got Lad's partner in crime over there. I'm going with Huge as we're 4 weeks in. We have 4 weeks of data, and I still see plenty of people questioning whether or not it's for real with Quentin Johnston and just waiting for the shoe to drop. Now, of course, we're making it very public of him being a start of the week, so that's usually when something will go wrong because that's what fantasy football is. But we talked about him at length on this week's Dynasty podcast. He's on pace for 157 targets. He's on pace for over 1,400 yards and 17 touchdowns. Jason highlighted the matchup. I just wanted to point out to people that I think it's for real. I think what's going on with Quentin Johnston is real, and we're going to keep playing him and not doubt it. We're just going to put him in the lineup.
He's a player that enters the category. I'm playing him over almost everybody. That's where he's at.
Huge
almost everybody.
Yeah, if I had Huge and Ladd, it would be Huge. Huge is seemingly their best fantasy wide receiver. Even if he's not their best actual wide receiver, he is the type of targets he's getting, the yards after catch ability.
He just looks so good. He looks like he is settled down. He's a go-to guy. I will say for the Ladd McConkey argument, whether it's this week or throughout the season, you would expect Keenan Allen to, it's harder on older wide receivers to keep it going, whether it's just injury or consistency as the seasons go on. We've seen this frequently. Late career Larry Fitzgerald and Hines Ward, like you didn't necessarily have as much success as the season went on. So
right.
Like it is possible that Ladd kind of reemerges and
so no, I'll throw it out for people because I have seen this question. Do I have permission to play Quentin Johnston over Jamar Chase?
Oh, absolutely.
And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
It feels I get it. When you actually are looking at your lineup, clicking buttons, moving players around, it feels bad. But that is what I would be doing now.
A month ago, we could have never even fathomed saying that is
right.
acceptable.
It's actually like I'm amazed how comfortable I feel playing Huge. It's not a challenge for me right now.
That's why I was surprised when Mike was saying
he's
heard people saying that.
It's still on my Twitter. I'm getting questions about Huge of what do I do here? Do I trade him away? It's gonna end, right?
Is the shoe gonna drop?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it
would
does.
I trade Jamar for Huge straight up in a redraft? Yes, I would. I mean, I'm the one now saying it. Jason's face says, okay.
Wait, who said that?
Josh asked the question, would you trade Jamar for Huge?
Right. And for the audio audience, I just want to make sure they understand.
Jason Randall Moore.
No, that was Andy. All right. My start of the week.
You would too, Jay.
So
would I.
I don't want to say it, though.
I know. You can't be on that record.
Right. Yeah. My start of the week at tight end is a guy who played only 28% of snaps in one game on the season.
What?
It's Darren Waller. You picked him up. He was on the ramp-up plan, and the ramp-up includes a lot of
ramping up.
He's still ramping up. I mean, he'll probably get 50% of the snaps this week. But
oh, that's more than enough for me.
I agree. I mean, without Tyreek Hill, you see how utilized the tight end position. Like the new Tua, I mean, Jonnu Smith last year was basically their number one target. And the first week that Darren Waller is active, he's 2 touchdowns utilized. It has plays drawn up for him, which is something Miami hasn't had through the first month of the season. And then the matchup is great. Like Carolina through the first month, the Panthers are 26th against fantasy tight ends, and they're giving up the second most receiving yards per game to the tight end position. So you spent up, Andy, to get Darren Waller. You're playing against me. Congratulations. I think he's a good start.
All right, I'm going to go Dalton Kincaid. That's right.
Wow.
He's a tight end 4
It makes
on
no
the season
sense.
through 4 weeks, and
You
yet
can't keep getting away with it.
we get questions every single week as to whether you can write it. Like, nobody that I know has considered him to be a locked and loaded every week tight end start. He's very often the second tight end on your roster, and he's already got 3 touchdowns on the year. He's been involved. Those are the connections that we had missed in years past. And basically, I want a piece of the Josh Allen Bills offense on Sunday Night Football this week. It's the second highest implied point total of the week. New England's secondary has had issues, and ultimately, one of the things that New England has gotten back is Christian Gonzalez. I think you get more concentration into the tight end position this week. I think that there's an opportunity for Kincaid to be a very solid play.
I like it. I like that pick.
And I'm staying in the flames with Jake Ferguson, a.k.a. Fergalicious. It is out of control what is happening with this man. 34 receptions. It is the most by a tight end in the first 4 games of a season since the year 2000. He is seeing this. He's targeted on 30% of his routes. That's the same as Drake London. The Jets-Cowboys game, it's a 47-point over-under. This one would not be shocking to see a replay of what we saw with the previous Cowboy game ended 40-40. Even though Fields is a wild card, I'm with Andy. I can't wait to play him for my team, and I'm so excited to watch this game as we have 2 pretty inept defenses against offenses that can get it going. So just stick with Jake Ferguson. It's fantastic.
All right, that was Starts of the Week presented by U.S. Bank Smartly Signature Visa Card. Visit usbank.com/smartlycard to learn how you can earn cash back on every purchase. The creditor and issuer of this card is U.S. Bank National Association, pursuant to a license from Visa USA, Inc. Some restrictions may apply. We're jumping into a break, coming back with the forecast. All right, it's week 5.
Fantasy Forecast, presented by Prize Picks.
All right, we have our first set of bye weeks. So who are the 4 teams? I don't see them listed at the top here. It's
the Bears,
Atlanta, it's Green
Packers,
Bay, Chicago,
And the Steelers.
There we go. We did it, guys. We know our football.
The Steelers are leading the division, right?
I was asked the question.
The Steelers are leading the AFC.
No, they're
North.
going to win. They're going to win the
not
division.
win
Very,
it?
very, very much so. It is.
What?
I don't want to say
happened?
that. Somebody asked me that yesterday. Who wins the NFC North or AFC North? I'm like, it's the Steelers.
How do they not?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be.
The Ravens are depleted. The Bengals have lost their season. And then it's the Browns. So they've got a runway.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's probably going to be them. Speaking of the Browns, set those alarms again, West Coasters.
Boo.
And it's Minnesota once again, Mike. Nice and early, Jordan Mason for you. The 2-2 Vikings taking on the Cleveland Browns at 1-3. The Vikings 4.5-point favorites there in London. Over-unders 36.5. Yesterday, you heard me say it. This is my almost upset of the week. I think Cleveland gets it done in this game. I think that Dylan Gabriel can do a better job, despite being a rookie, at not turning the ball over compared to what Joe Flacco has been providing in recent weeks. You know, last week, Carson Wentz, 6 sacks, 2 picks, a fumble. He gets to face this defensive front in Myles Garrett and company. It is going to be a close game, I think. I've had a lot of people come out and they're like, no, Minnesota's going to stomp them. You're stupid. We'll see. I might be. Dylan Gabriel is a rookie quarterback. It's hard to bank on that player winning. And
I did not really. Andy, you posted a photo of
that's right
of Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, he's not big.
And I know Flacco's a giant. Dylan Gabriel listed on our website right now is 5'11", 205.
What is Kyler?
Probably 5'9", but heavier, I'm guessing.
Let's see. Kyler is listed at 5'10", 207.
Yeah. So they're pretty similar, and they both. Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel gets the opportunity. He will not have Why am I blanking on the name here? Tillman.
Cedric
Tillman will be out. Jerry Jeudy, he's been averaging the targets, those Cleveland targets, but it's not been good. He's been outside the top 30 every week.
I don't think
and way worse than the
Browns are
last
very
three.
easy.
I agree with you that this might be better for the Browns as far as winning the game, but this is not better for the Browns offense for fantasy football purposes. Joe Flacco going out and throwing 2 picks is great for fantasy. Let him keep slinging it. Let him throw the ball 45 times. I think this is going to be a game. This is, first of all, it's a run funnel defense, right? The Vikings have a very good pass defense. So you're down Cedric Tillman. You've got a rookie in his first start overseas against a very good pass defense. I think the Cleveland Browns are going to want to run the ball all day long as much as they can with Judkins, who I think is a fine start. And I'm not sure I want to start Jerry Jeudy, Harold Fannin.
I don't
David
disagree with
Njoku.
anything that you said, but I don't think any of those players were delivering for fantasy before the change. None
Sure,
of them were. The only player I'm actually interested to see in the passing game this week is Isaiah Bond. I think Isaiah Bond's going to have a huge opportunity. He started having a breakout last week, and I'm very curious to see the integration of Isaiah Bond into that lineup. I think he's a better wide receiver than Cedric Tillman. I think he's a better player than him. So if the opportunity is there. Isaiah Bond, it was a legal issue with his draft capital.
Yeah.
It was not a talent issue. He's a very talented player.
They gave him a decent, fully guaranteed contract as an undrafted free agent because once his legal stuff was in the rearview mirror, then teams were like, okay, now we've got to compete for him. So he's an interesting pick, and I do
just to
think,
watch
Yeah.
from a distance.
It's Judkins and log out from the Browns.
Yeah,
Even Fannin. If I'm playing one of the guys, I'll play Fannin. You're talking about the tight ends, but
yes.
I'm not excited about it.
It's a shame that Jerry Jeudy is, who he is.
Jerry Jeudy?
He's Jerry Jeudy. Yeah. Jordan Mason, he's the RB20 on the season. He's going to get a bunch of opportunities. Dowdle or Mason, Mike? If Dowdle got the start by himself, would you play?
I would play Rico Dowdle.
Would you really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Jordan Mason.
I think that's profound considering Mason's
I'm the Jordan Mason guy
more
on
talented.
the show. I love him. He's not a munch best is what I was must bench. Hey-o.
This has been a special week.
It really has. You don't have to bench him. But I'm not excited to play him.
That was tickling Andy.
Probably because I said the word munch.
Yeah. Oh, man. Munch bench. Okay.
Sometimes the words cross.
I guess we got 3 for 3 for the three of us this week.
Crossing
We're
the
in good
streets.
shape.
He'll see volume, but if they're Xavier Scott is their receiving back. He was a converted wide receiver. You may not have even heard of Xavier Scott, but he got a lot of play last week when they ended up down in the 2-minute drills and things like that. But Mason should see 15-plus opportunities, but I'm not real excited about it.
Okay, let me ask you the wildest name.
Okay.
Jordan Mason, who, to me, I really don't want to play.
Right.
Or Michael Carter.
That's risky business, but
I would go Mason.
I don't blame people who go Carter. I would still go Mason in that.
It's tough when you've seen the Browns shut down everyone, and Jordan Mason's not a pass-catching back. The combination is like, okay, he could easily get a touchdown in this game,
and that's what
That's
what you're hoping for.
I mean, for what it's worth, fantasy points allowed. I know we have the rank, but the fantasy points allowed for the Browns: 13.7 against Cincy, 6.3 against Baltimore, 12.4 against Green Bay, 19 last week against Detroit. They are favored. So if
they being the
Vikings. So if it goes according to plan, at least the Vikings should be in a position where some volume is there. It's not a great matchup.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. Where are we at with the receiving core behind
Hawkinson?
Carson Wentz?
I'm done.
Oh, you're retiring?
I'm done.
Finished? You gave him a shot.
On the
you made him
bench.
start of the week.
You're not cutting him.
I don't know. Maybe. I'm done. I'm done with this experiment.
I think I would. I would bench him.
You'd play Hunter Henry over him.
I certainly would. I would play
Kincaid,
Henry, Kelsey. I'd play Dallas Goedert. I would play Mark Andrews, who I'm also done with.
Definitely Waller.
I would play Brenton Strange.
Would you play basketball? Tonjes McBasketball. Would you throw in Tonjes McBasketball tonight?
I was so confused for a second.
Yeah, I was too.
I would play Tonjes McBasketball.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it.
You are done.
He is done.
Yeah, DUN.
He might be done, unfortunately. The Raiders at 1-3 take on the 3-1 Indianapolis Colts. Colts heavy 7-point home favorites. The over-under is 47.5. It's a great over-under. It still gives the Raiders over 20 points. Colts 27. I was asked yesterday on the card stream, how do I feel about Ashton Genty right now? It was nice to have the breakout game, but what people need to understand is that they've lost their offensive left tackle. And he is their best offensive lineman and was the one that, at least last week, the big runs were predicated upon running behind him.
Yeah,
so
you look at all his runs, and it was like running to the left side, good. Running to the right side, bad. And then now the left side is going to be bad.
It does hurt. It takes, you're not going to bench Genty. Nobody's going to do that after what he did last week. I love the fact he got involved in the passing game. I'm very curious about Brock Bowers' actual health right now, because you look at his average depth of target, you look at his contributions to this offense, and you just watch the game. Like, he doesn't look as explosive with this knee brace on. He's practicing with it again this week. I agree with Jason saying, look, maybe later on in the season as he gets over that injury, it'll be better. But Genty involved in the passing game, you're obviously going to start him, but it's been their offensive line was already a point of contention. And now you've lost your left tackle, Colton Miller. So it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, losing the left tackle, I do think the Colts are a pretty darn good defense. They've had a lot of sacks. Week 1 they had 3 sacks. Week 3 they had 4. They had 3 last week. This offensive line looks suspect, and this game is in Indianapolis. So
you like that defense?
I do. I think the DST for the Colts could be they could get a touchdown in this one.
So if you look at the one weakness for the Colts this year from a fantasy perspective where they're giving up points, they're shutting down the run pretty well. Giving up 34 fantasy points a game to wide receivers. It's one of the reasons I like Jacoby Myers. I actually kind of made a
you overpaid to trade for him so you could start him against me. That's how confident you are in Jacoby Myers.
It was kind of like I wanted a chance to grab Jacoby Myers right now when he had a couple of down weeks. And I think Geno Smith, we see the Jekyll and Hyde performances, but I think Geno can get him the football. And I think part of Geno's failures in the last 3 weeks has not been getting Jacoby Myers the ball enough and relying on deep shots to Trey Tucker or other players. So I kind of like Jacoby this week. I like the target share.
Yeah, right now Colts are 29th against fantasy wide receivers, so it makes sense.
And then Bowers, you're playing Bowers.
Yeah.
But you're doing it with just not the expectation he's going to carry you right now.
It's a bummer.
Daniel Jones, Jason start of the week. Jonathan Taylor, yep.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Rest of season rankings, Jonathan Taylor is what, 2?
Top 3?
3?
Yeah.
For running backs?
He's 2 or 3.
Jason, you picked up DJ Giddens to ensure your Jonathan Taylor right now. It's worth mentioning that you want to not be in that position where you like an offense, your guy goes down, and then you don't have the next man up.
Yeah, we got to see in week 1 when the Colts were dominating Miami and Jonathan Taylor just rode the bench in the 4th. We saw that Giddens was clearly the guy behind. That wasn't for sure coming into the season. So it's one of those situations where even if you don't have Jonathan Taylor, he's a good insurance back to be aware of in Giddens. If you do have Jonathan Taylor, you should get that insurance policy and pick up DJ Giddens. In the passing game,
Pittman.
I think Pittman's been great.
Warren.
Pittman and Warren, they're really good. I mean, Pittman in his 3 games, I told you week 2 to bench him against Surtain. He had a down week. Outside of that, 8 targets, 6 for 80.
Good rapport.
6 for 73 and a touchdown. 5 for 41 and a touchdown. He's been pretty much he's been a top 24 wide receiver almost every week, and I think he's getting into like must start unless there's a really bad matchup. I'm starting him every week.
Yeah, we didn't really know what the tendencies of Daniel Jones were going to be, and it seems like Michael Pittman is a go-to receiver, and Josh Downs, contrastly, isn't. With Tyler Warren being so valuable on those short and intermediate targets, Josh Downs is like, I have a bunch of leagues where heavy bye week, right? I have some leagues where I have 4 or 5 guys on bye. Josh Downs had been sitting on the bench, and I'm going like, am I really going to put Josh Downs in? I'm just kind of pivoting everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm going to sign somebody else, whether it's a Marvin Mims, whether, somebody else, even Isaiah Bond. I'd play Bond.
No.
Yes, I would.
No.
I would play Isaiah Bond over Josh Downs.
I don't blame you. I mean,
I'm doing that in a league.
It's been very bad for Josh Downs. He's just the production he put up last year has not led to an increased workload. The snaps are still mediocre, right in the middle, and he's not getting targets.
Yeah, I completely agree with the sentiment being shared that Josh Downs is not someone that you can rely on.
If you need 4
right
points, he's your guy.
But I certainly, I mean,
now that
I feel
Tillman's
like we
hurt,
have to
4
have
points comes from
we
Downs.
have to have a bet between Isaiah Bond and Josh Downs because that's too easy.
You don't like that I hit that button.
Waterbed.
You're scared.
Oh, I'm not scared. I'm the rookie we have not seen in a very tough matchup versus Josh Downs, who we know is good in the NFL.
We have seen him
against the wide
seen
receiver 28.
Bond probably scored more fantasy points last week than Downs did in a full game. Go look it up.
He had last week. Bond had 7.3. Downs' high is 8.1.
Well, I didn't say high. What did he have last week?
4.4.
Okay.
Okay,
That's all.
so you're
That's
just
what I
saying,
said.
okay, but
I said last week.
right? But on the
That's what I mean.
season,
Oh,
still
yeah.
Josh Downs.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Bond wasn't
but
playing.
most importantly-
Tillman was playing.
Most importantly,
Nice pivot.
wait, he couldn't play ahead of Tillman, who you said's not a good wide receiver.
I
He's gonna now.
Isaiah Bond's not good.
Isaiah Bond is not good.
Correct.
You are. I'm going to be honest with you. Your Browns takes right now are suspect.
Isaiah Buns,
they're
Jay?
inflamed with
Nice.
emotion. You got Tillman, Burns.
I wasn't
all up and down your body.
Genuinely, I wasn't a big Isaiah Bond fan coming in. Like, he was being rumored as a first round pick. It was like him.
He's very fast.
Him
just
and
like
Matthew
his teammate.
Golden. Yeah, teammates. Him and Matthew Golden, I just felt like in the draft process were being too overblown. They're not bad players, but they're not the hype train that I think people had with them. Obviously, he's very fast.
The Giants are 1-3. The Saints are 0-4. The game's in New Orleans, and the Vegas line, New Orleans -1.5. The Saints favored. The over/under is 42.5.
I guess you have to favor someone, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, when I see the Saints favored, I'm like, whoa.
It's weird. When I pull out the book, it's like, who cares?
Yeah, just
Are you sure?
the lines are off.
Can they make somebody like?
There's
Can they make
fun
the
games.
game inclined to be a tie? I mean, as much excitement as there is around Jackson Dart, there's going to be growing pains, and I don't think there's going to be high passing volume. You lost Malik Neighbors. We had the scramble. Wandale, a lot of people had him rostered. Darius Slayton. Yeah, if you get a deep shot from Jackson Dart, I'm not sure how many times they'll give him the shot to do that. They're going to lean on Scattaboo. They're going to lean on the running game. 10 attempts last week for Jackson Dart. But if you had to tell me, I would be very curious where his passing yardage line is for Jackson Dart.
Right.
I'm guessing 150, something like that. Kyle, feel free to break in
higher.
once you know it.
I would guess
I go
he's
the
going to be like
180s,
181, something like that.
So it's just the upside there in the passing game. 174. So we'll see what happens. Alvin Kamara, Mike, you mentioned him, start of the week. Cam Scattaboo, he's an every week start right now, right?
He is.
And the Saints defense, 25th against the run. Scattaboo should be good. Kendre Miller, I believe by several metrics, has been the most effective running back in football so far this year on very limited touches.
He's breaking a lot of tackles.
Yeah, he's doing some work. It is interesting because there have been Alvin Kamara rumors. This team, the Saints, they're winless. Alvin Kamara could help a team like Kansas City, a team like Arizona, who's lost 2 starting running backs. Somebody making a push. Now, we don't think Arizona's going to compete and make the playoffs, but they're 2-2. They're probably going to beat Tennessee this week.
They think their offense is
They're
fantastic.
going to be 3-2. They love their offense.
It's firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, so I think Alvin Kamara, if he's traded away, Kendre Miller becomes relevant, and that's a reason to put him on the bottom of rosters.
Yeah, we talked about Miller on waiver day of someone who is, you can pick him up. Not sure I want to play him just yet, but 11 carries, turned into 65 and a touchdown. So it's his role could just grow naturally over time, and then you have that kind of narrative, what if Alvin Kamara is traded?
Yeah, it's hard for me to imagine his contract. Like personnel-wise, like trading Kamara makes sense for the Saints. Other teams trading for Kamara makes sense, but his contract is still pretty big. So that's a hard one to swallow. But regardless of that, Kamara's been injured the last two years. He's an older back. So Kendra, I think, is if I didn't have the starting running back and I had to choose whether it was Kendre Miller or the aforementioned DJ Giddens, I'd much rather have Kendre Miller.
Sure.
Yeah, just to go back to the contract, because I'm guessing we're going to bring up Alvin Kamara's contract for a while, but he's under contract till 2026 due to that last extension. So it's pretty big dead money if he's cut before the end of that contract.
His cap number next year, I'm looking at over the cap, his cap is at 18.5. Now, I don't know if that entire thing would transfer over because probably some of that is a signing bonus that the Saints would eat should they trade Kamara, because his guaranteed money next year is only $3 million.
Yep. But then the following year, if his dead cap's like $18 million.
No, that's the year I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Olave, he is startable.
Yep. It's a good matchup
but
for
you're
him.
not allowed to smile very much when you do it.
A lot of targets. This is your guy to get you 10 points.
If you're taking a shot on Giants wide receivers not named Malik Neighbors at this point, Darius Slayton had 22 targets in the 2 games that Neighbors was out last year. I don't think the passing volume will justify that this week.
No, it will not.
But would you play Darius Slayton or what's another name that's like Shaheed on the other side, who's had 4 receptions every week?
I would play Slayton. I think Slayton profiles to be their number 1 wide receiver here without Malik Neighbors.
Slayton or Josh Downs?
Oh, they're back-to-back in my rankings. I was just looking at that, and I would go Slayton.
I would play Slayton,
Yeah,
too.
Downs' receptions, they leave a lot. Unless he's in the end zone, I think you're going to be bummed out, unfortunately. All right, we'll take a break and jump into some more matchups.
With the U.S. Bank Smartly Visa Signature Card, you earn an unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase. That's right, every purchase. 2% cash back at restaurants, 2% cash backs at the gym, which you'll need to burn off those restaurant calories. Groceries? Yep, you'll earn 2% cash back on those too. New tires, new outfits, New York City getaway, all earn 2% cash back. Noticing a trend? So whether you're splurging on concert tickets, fueling up for your commute, or shopping for that perfect birthday gift for the bestie, you'll be earning unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase. Visit usbank.com/smartlycard to learn more. The creditor and issuer of this card is U.S. Bank National Association, pursuant to a license from Visa USA Incorporated. Some restrictions may apply.
Foot Clan, the season, look, it's underway, Al. The season is underway. You got those rankings, those sleepers. You got the can't-miss picks. We've got it all laid out on the line. I don't know if you're ready for that, but the best fantasy team out there, we still need a backup because sometimes the starters, they don't show up. We know this. Wouldn't it be great if you could have the same peace of mind everywhere else? With Progressive, you get more than just a policy. You get a playbook full of coverage options that you can count on for your home and for your auto. Want to customize that protection? Not a problem. You can build your coverage just like you build your fantasy team, making sure that you have the right players in every position and backup when you need it the most. And when life throws an audible like a fumble in the driveway or a hailstorm at home, well, Progressive is there with 24/7 support. Don't get caught without a great backup. Visit Progressive.com to quote today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions.
Okay.
Welcome back from the
cough
break.
came through. Is this correct?
No, the cough didn't come through for the audience because we have a producer that cuts that stuff out.
But it did. It was like you coughed multiple times and you muted one of them. And then you're
during the ad break, Jason was figuring out how mute button worked.
No. My mute button was held down entirely the whole time. Not one smidge of a movement the whole time, and then one cough just came through.
You got a bad
What do you think about that,
I got
Al?
a bad mute button.
That's untrue.
Oh my gosh, that is not even up for debate. It is 100%.
I mean, it's up for debate because one of your coughs came through the microphone. That would let it be open to debate. Let's try it again. Hit the mute button and try to talk. Also, it works fine.
It's working right now. Yes.
All right, Dallas 1-2-1. Oh, that'll be fun all year long. Taking on the New York Jets, who are 0-4. The game's in New York. Dallas is favored 2.5 points on the road. The over-under is 47.5. We've talked a lot about this game already in the context of Justin Fields.
This is the good stuff here.
But, yeah, I mean, Dak right now, we thought it might be more of a challenge without CeeDee. The game's in New York. Are you confident in Dak? Is he your starter this week, Jason?
He is my starter this week.
Against me.
Against you, he should be good. He's looked great every single week, even though he hasn't been necessarily good for fantasy. You just watch how he's delivering the ball. Like week 1, he was the quarterback 29, didn't get 10 fantasy points, but he balled out against the Eagles.
Yeah.
You watched the whole game. It was just multiple touchdowns from Javonte Williams on the ground. And he's been great. Last week against a very good Green Bay Packers, put up 40 points and was the number 1 quarterback in fantasy. So it's a little scary without CeeDee, but I'm confident enough to start him. You know, my stream of the week was Brock Purdy, but I brought up Dak Prescott in that time, and I think if I've got him, and I do, I'm starting him.
Is your confidence in George Pickens maximized here on the road? Sauce Gardner, the secondary for the Jets, you feel totally confident in Pickens being a top 24 play?
I do.
It's really hard, even against a tough matchup. It's difficult to imagine benching the number 5 wide receiver on the season.
I just don't think it's a really tough matchup.
I mean, the last 3 weeks for Pickens, 9 targets, 11 targets. So
that's a lot of targets.
It's really
which we definitely care about if they're not from the Browns.
Well, Mike and I do.
Yeah.
If they're not from Cleveland. All right, Pickens, Javonte, you got to play Javonte. He's been too good. Dak, Javonte, Pickens, Ferguson.
Stash Jaden Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess I'm not that wild about stashing Jaden Blue just because Miles Sanders' injury looks short-term, but it's fine.
For the weekend.
Justin Fields.
Yep.
Breece Hall, going to get a ton of opportunities. No more Braylon Allen. Garrett Wilson, 37% target share, doing his darn best. That is literally, if you had to summarize the career for Garrett Wilson, doing his darn best is the summary. It's the same summary Terry McLaurin had when he was in Washington, but
it's working this year.
It's working for fantasy this year.
37% target share. It's just what he does.
Wide
Top
receiver
12 in 3 of 4 games.
And just pay attention to Mason Taylor and the target counts for Mason Taylor. Rookie tight end, kitty cat, Mason Taylor.
Yeah, 6 targets, 7 targets last 2 weeks. And the fact that
makes sense he'd be worked in too.
For sure, because you've got Garrett Wilson with a 37% target share because there's no one else to throw the ball to on this roster. It's like throw the ball to Garrett Wilson, throw the ball to Breece Hall out of the backfield. But if you're looking down the field, there's just no one else, and they're starting to find Meowson Taylor, and I think they're going to
He was limited on Wednesday with a saucer of milk.
Mm-hmm.
Got distracted.
Ankle injury, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He was en route to practice.
How productive does he need to be for you to make the switch to get him out of Meowson?
Pretty productive.
I don't think it's ever going to happen because the truth is there are players who can be good for fantasy that don't have the dog in them. And
what does he have to do to prove the dog, as I'm saying?
He doesn't have it.
No, I mean, you do.
I'm with Mike. I saw it from college film. I loved Mason Taylor's college
No, you
film.
don't get to double side this thing.
No, I can absolutely
love the tape.
He did. He liked Mason Taylor.
There are. I mean, I don't like most cats, but some cats are cool. This cat's cool. Mason Taylor's a cool cat.
He's a cool cat.
He's a cool cat, man. He is.
Yeah, look, if we could get him to being like a beatnik, he's just a hip, cool cat.
Yeah,
likes jazz music.
For sure likes jazz music.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was my notes on him from college. Obviously, he's a son of a Hall of Fame NFL player. So he grew up
not traditional jazz music though. He likes the new, real poppy kind of.
For sure. But he looked like a professional tight end in college. Like he is always going to be in the right spot at the right time and do what is needed. I think he's a good player. He don't have that dog in him.
I have no interest in talking about this anymore.
Okay.
I could riff on this guy.
The
forever.
Denver Broncos are 2-2. They take on the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. The Vegas line here: Philly -3.5. The over/under is 43.5. The Eagles have won 20 of their last 21 ball games. Favored at home here. Pretty low over/under. The only game that they've lost out of the last 21 games was a Washington game in which Hurts left in the first quarter. They only need 8 yards per first down. They're the only team in the NFL that needs only 8 yards per first down. They are a complete team that can go 4-0 with an offense that everyone's upset about. I mean, I looked at Saquon Barkley. Like, Saquon's been fine. But, I mean,
Right.
he had 11 games over 100 yards last year. He has none this season. Right? This is
He is, in fact, running for 3.1 yards per carry.
yeah, it's not
And still dominating for fantasy.
yeah, exactly. He's still
Running
been,
back 14.
I mean, yeah,
Wouldn't say that's
dominating is not
Okay.
but he's still been
Three games over 15 points out of 4 is very, very good.
So the offense hasn't been as productive. The defense is holding it together, and they're a clutch team. They figure things out over the course of a game, even if it starts bad. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. It's the craziest. If you look in their consistency charts or you look at their player profiles on the website, it is a perfect mirror. It is. You would not have wanted to start them in combined 6 starts, and then there's 2 in week 3. Both of them were good in week 3. But it's like
Basically, the Eagles threw the ball
One
in week
time.
3.
Yeah.
And so when they did, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith were good. And the other weeks, they haven't needed to throw the ball, and they have not been good. I'm glad that the Broncos are looking like a good team right now. Like, they're coming off of – it looks like they're getting it figured out, coming off of a very big win where Bo Nix looked great. So if the Broncos can come to Philadelphia and show up and put points on this good Eagles defense, then that's really good news for A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. 2 good players who we know can get it done. I was very happy to see A.J. Brown's comments. I don't know if you saw them. They are
wait, actual comments,
actual comments.
not
he
his.
Not vague tweeting.
Not like
Bible
a
verses.
No.
Well,
He was just talking about basically wanting to get the ball, wanting to help the team, how he can. He was being what every fantasy manager wants their wide receiver to do, a squeaky wheel.
Good.
He wants the ball.
It's got to be frustrating. I know they're winning, but if you're a professional wide receiver,
You want to contribute.
yeah,
Everybody wants to
you want to
contribute.
be a part of the reason why you're winning, and
Yeah.
not just because you're blocking.
When you are
You don't wanna-
4-0, but not getting it done in fantasy, I still want you to complain, and he did.
Yeah.
you.
So is that how do you translate that all, distill it all down to whether you start them?
You're going to start A.J. Brown.
Because, I mean, the Broncos are very good against the wide receiver position, not even considering the – like, I feel like we should have some start-sit questions around A.J. Brown.
Really? Okay, let's ask some. A.J. Brown, there's
Tedoroa
certainly
McMillan
yeah. So
against
I would start Tedoroa over him. I would start Quentin Johnston over him. Those are
Jalen
guys.
Waddle against Carolina.
Yeah, with no Tyreek.
I would start A.J. Brown there.
Mike, what about you?
I would play. I think it's Waddle. I think the conversation has to start of, can Denver score points, like in enough points
Well,
that
Sutton in the same game.
I'd play Sutton.
Sutton or A.J. Brown, you play Sutton.
I would play
would.
Sutton as well. I've got them back to back in my rankings. Sutton 1 spot ahead.
So how are we feeling about the Denver offense then in this game? Bo Nix,
They
J.K. Dobbins has
are
been top 20 in
perplexing.
4 weeks. I'm a little worried about them going on the road and having success here.
Sure. I'm in. Not that everyone has the ability, but like Bo Nix has been my guy in my league of record team. I am playing Justin Fields this week over Bo Nix, and I have Sutton, so it's like I could put the stack in. I'm making the decision to separate it.
Yeah.
And I'm in a primetime fantasy matchup of is like me versus one of the other top teams, and this is how I feel like I need to win.
Yeah,
With the
I
stack.
would play Dak. I would play Baker. I would play Kyler over Bo Nix. He's not like you have to bench him, but if you have other options with good matchups, I would play him over Bo Nix.
Other question marks in this game that you guys want to bring up? Dallas Goedert he was the tight end 1 last
Dallas
week.
Goedert isn't
Practicing on Wednesday.
He's worth bringing up just because he has been involved. You know, he had 7 targets in week 1, was the tight end 7 in week 3, was the tight end 1 last week, but it was weird because they were kind of 2 manufactured
It's
touchdowns,
just touchdowns for him.
He's
It does
just
seem
keep
like-
an eye on, but I still don't want to start him.
And Devontae Smith is similar discussion as A.J. Brown or a tier down?
Tier down for me.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey.
I'm playing Dobbins. R.J. Harvey was my film watch for this week's Dynasty Pod, kind of breaking it down. The utilization was exciting. You know, it was not all just the fourth quarter, which there was a heavy dose of. Are you looking at this bug?
There's a
We gotta-
spider descending from the Is that a spider?
I don't know. It's moving
I
like
think there's
it's
a
coming
spider.
real close to you, Mike.
It's coming.
I got you.
Nope.
Ka-chow!
It did not appear to be a spider because Mike did the wave the hand over
No,
the bug.
I thought he was trying to cut the way.
I was doing it in like a magic trick.
Right. But it didn't
I don't
cut a
think
web.
most shows really cut away from analysis to spider battles.
I would not have.
My bad.
Your eyes were like protecting me.
Yeah, I was trying to keep you safe. You could have gotten a bite.
The utilization of Harvey, both Dobbins and Harvey were used a lot in the fourth quarter. Harvey was, got a decent amount of run in the first half as well. He got the 5 targets. So it's exciting to see. I think we're closing in on the point where Harvey can feel startable and safe. You can still start him in this matchup because of the receiving work where Dobbins, I think, had a target compared to Harvey's 5.
Well, you're saying you can start Harvey this week?
I think it's not a confident start, but I think he's playable, yes.
Travion Henderson or RJ Harvey?
Henderson. I feel like this is not a great matchup for Harvey.
I think you're hoping for the receptions, is what I'm saying. But I'd still go
Bill
Hendo.
Krosky or Harvey?
Probably Bill. I'm not saying I want to get Harvey in there. I think we're very close to that point. Maybe 2 more weeks, and we'll see even more.
If we give him 20 choices and he always chooses the other guy, he has to bench Harvey.
Right.
Okay, we'll give him some more.
Michael Carter.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's-
I find
that's
Isaiah Pacheco.
No. We give the names here.
Oh, okay.
You can't make your own names.
You deal with the spiders.
Yeah. Okay. Michael, how about Jordan Mason?
Oh, all those guys are better than Harvey.
You're just reading off the top.
Saquon Barkley.
Harvey.
Whoa, okay.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, it's a tough matchup. I think Harvey, for me personally, is more of a watch to see what happens. It's going to be hard for both guys to be super fantasy productive every single week when we want stuff out of Sutton and you guys want
Right. But what I'm saying is Dobbins will get the groundwork. And if they can't get that going,
then you think more
then
Harvey.
Harvey could see another 5-target weekend.
Yeah, no, it's definitely possible. He feels very similar to Travion to me, where it's you got to catch a little bit of lightning in a bottle. If Travion doesn't get into the end zone last week, which only happened because Hunter Henry was dragged down on the 1 centimeter line, you're probably more disappointed. You're not looking at that game the same way.
The very good news for Harvey is on film he looks good.
Miami is 1-3. They take on the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. Miami 1.5 point road favorites. The over/under is 45.5. The line has jumped back and forth. It's a strange game because there are a lot of relevant pieces in this game. Like if Rico gets a start, that's some clarity. He'll have all the opportunities. Devon Achane, a machine. You have the injury to Tyreek making Jalen Waddle look like an upgrade. Malik Washington is interesting, and then Darren Waller seems like an auto start at this point. Jason, your start of the week. And on the other side, Tetairoa McMillan, he's been weird because the offense is really they've looked like garbage for all but one game.
This is the truth.
And he can't score. So the targets are cool and everything, but you also aren't coming down with that many of them. So Ted McMillan was somebody I was fighting for aggressively after a week or two. I am now not fighting as aggressively for Ted McMillan.
I personally would I think he is one of the best trade for candidates out there. Most rookie wide receivers year after year after year, they are better in the second half than in the first half. And in the first half,
That's good for him.
He's been a disappointment, but he's on pace for 150 targets. The targets are there. His talent has looked good. If this offense, last year at the second half of the year, they started getting better. I believe Tetairoa ends up at the end of the season being someone that you can't bench. And so I would like to get him on my roster.
Miami this week should be good for McMillan, and then you get Dallas next week.
He's the wide receiver 28 right now. The targets are there. He's a very talented player. The quarterback is not great. The offense is not great.
Wide receiver 28 with 0 touchdowns is not bad.
Yeah, but if you had to place a bet on touchdowns for the year for Tet, are we above 4?
I would take over.
My question
4.
was going to be, if he's 28 right now, what do you think he has rest of the season? Is he inside the top 15 to 20?
I think so. Yeah, I think he finishes the season in the top 15.
Yeah, I guess I'm just really turned off by that offense right now, so it's making me more hesitant to go fight for Tet.
It's understandable.
But obviously we've seen production, Adam Thielen in the past, even Deontay Johnson in the past, although that was more Andy Dalton. Any other players in this game you want to mention? Malik Washington feels like a real wild card play. You hope that the offense revolves around him a little bit more than it has in the past. He's a very speedy, talented, great in the open field. Would you play Troy Franklin or Malik Washington?
Oh, man. That's very fair. I think I'd stick with Franklin, the known snaps. We're projecting that Malik will see a big uptick because they have the week to game plan without Tyreek. But like last week, it wasn't just an auto, oh, Tyreek is out, Malik Washington is in like the full amount.
Yeah, I mean, Tyreek went out in the second quarter. Obviously, they didn't game plan like you're saying, but Malik still did not play 50% of the snaps in the game.
If you want to strap on some very thick metal underpants,
Yes.
Tommy Tremble saw 8 targets last week, and the Miami Dolphins defense right now is 31st against that position.
Yeah, Jadavian Sanders, their second-year tight end, who was running ahead of Tommy Tremble, or splitting.
Right.
He is out right now. So, Tremble or Hawkinson?
Tremble.
Okay.
Hawkinson, I'm done. I don't want that in my
Trimble
life
or
anymore.
RJ Harvey?
Harvey.
Houston is 1-3, coming off their first victory of the season. They can thank Woody Marks and their opponent for that. Baltimore, they go to Baltimore. They take on the Ravens.
What's left of them?
Yeah, what's left of them. Is this didn't we bet on this game, Jay?
Yeah, I don't know if you and I did, but we disagreed that you thought Houston would cover. I was surprised that Houston was favored by 1.5 in Baltimore. Obviously, no Lamar, and the defense being really, really shorthanded now with tons of injuries. I understand why Houston would be favored. My hardship that I have is that Houston's offense has been abysmal. And so in Baltimore, I just don't see, even against, some second stringers and some injured guys, I'm not necessarily just going, well, the Ravens are going to be a bad defense, and therefore Houston, this bad offense, is going to be good all of a sudden.
Well, at least they showed up last week. Woody Marks is going to unlock a little bit of this offense. They have had no running game to speak of with Nick Chubb and the absence of Joe Mixon. 26 points last week. They were at home. It was Tennessee. We'll see what they do against the Baltimore defense that you guys mentioned it. 30th against quarterbacks, 32nd against running backs, 28th against wideouts, 22nd against the tight end position. I expect short fields for Houston. I expect opportunities provided by their defense facing Cooper Rush, and I expect their defense to do a pretty good job on Derrick Henry as the focal point. It is comforting for Baltimore fans and for these players that they're playing at home. Cooper Rush is not incompetent by any stretch of the imagination, but he's not Lamar Jackson. And so we've seen some struggles on offense even with Lamar. I just love Houston's defense, and I think that they're going to get it going enough. Mike has we have 2 start of the weeks on the Houston side. C.J. Stroud, Woody Marks. You play Nico. The sentiment around Nico does not match what's actually going on very well. He's certainly not been a star or matched what you drafted him to be. But he does have a top 5 finish in his first 4 weeks.
He's been 10 points or more in 3. 9.9. I'm rounding up. But 9.9, 18.4, 12.7. It's not
130 target pace.
It's not a total disaster, but that's not what you drafted him for.
Last 2 weeks, 104 yards receiving, 79 yards receiving. He's only scored twice. You play Nico Collins. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are you changing your year-long view of Nico to the point where you'd trade him for Tet or something like that? Because I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't trade him for Tet. I would trade for Nico. I think Nico is a great talent. He still looks good on the field. I'm not really.
I have no real concerns for him.
I no longer have the hope that he could be the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy. The way that
that's fair.
when you were taking him in the first round, you're like, well, there's a range of outcomes where that happens. With the offensive line and the offense as a whole, that's not in the cards. But he is absolutely a dominant alpha.
Rest of season, would you rather have him or Drake London?
Yeah, I'd take
I would take Nico.
Garrett Wilson.
I would take Nico. Those are good
those
names,
are very
though.
close.
Okay.
Those are very close.
I
for
agree.
me.
That's the exact
I
same
choose
tier
not
to
to answer.
Smart.
Henry, you play him. The snaps have gone down. They should lean on him.
They need him in this game.
He's a weird player rest of season rankings wise as well.
Yeah, I think people who have him probably have some fears right now.
If you didn't have that week 1 where you do have it, but He's fumbled 3 times. He scored twice in week 1. After that, RB 58, 22, and 42. So it's not been the cruise control that you've hoped for. And him and Saquon, you know, they were the dominators last year. They've dropped down a tier so far this year. Zay Flowers, 7+ receptions in 3 or 4 games. I traded Zay Flowers to Mike. I love Zay Flowers, the player. One of the reasons I was okay trading him is because Zay Flowers is in that tier of wide receivers, physicality of wide receivers, where it's like he does just disappear from time to time. There's just a game here or there. It happened all last year. I had him last year. There's games where like somehow Zay Flowers is just, he's not the first read on this play. There's not a, you know, it's a Bateman day. The tight ends get involved. That's my only like knock on Zay Flowers as a player. If you need to throw to him, he's always open and he's very, very good after the catch.
I have not ceiling confidence in Zay Flowers, but I think he'll be a good play like he is the perfect player that Cooper Rush will need.
So 7 for 74 was last week. Do you think is better than that for Zay Flowers, or right around there?
I think it's right around there.
That would put him in the kind of wide receiver 2-3 range.
Yeah, so your floor is like a 24-ish, and then if you get a touchdown, then you're into the top 12.
Wide receiver 24.
Yeah.
Gotcha, not points. I was like, that's
no,
very high floor.
No.
What are you doing with the tight ends, Jason? Mark Andrews got a lot of receptions again last week.
He did.
Seems necessary.
He's had 13 receptions over the last 2 weeks. Isaiah Likely was active, did not play half the snaps, though. I assume they're going to keep working him in. I think you have better options, personally, than a Lamar Jackson-less Mark Andrews. Maybe you have enough targets to be okay, but very similar to what you were just saying with Zay Flowers. Like I don't think Zay Flowers gets a touchdown this week. I don't think Mark Andrews gets a touchdown this week. If you've got to make those bets going in and just looking at, okay, the Texans have a good defense and your starting quarterback is Cooper Rush, I'm gonna bet against them getting a touchdown.
All right, that wraps that game up. We did have one injury update. Deebo Samuel was seen participating in practice on Thursday. So it looks like a Veterans Day off.
Woo. Looks like he healed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
Go for it. Swish it.
it.
All right, that was Fantasy Forecast presented, as always, by Prize Picks. Check out max discounts on the app right now. Use the code Footballers and get $50 in lineups when you play $5. That'll do it for today. We'll get into the rest of the matchups tomorrow. The Fantasy Face-Off and the Wheel of Shame returns on our Friday episode. Do not miss it. And check out the Fantasy Footballers community, the Foot Clan, at jointhefoot.com.
See you tomorrow, everybody. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.